Hello and a very warm welcome back to the channel. This is a look at and a deep dive into the Plant Protection Products Pack by JMZ that's recently come out, and today is the 22nd of the 8th 2023, so anything that has been updated since this video has been posted will obviously change the content of what you're about to see. Hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this, well, quite rare for me I suppose, information stroke hints video stroke workshop on how to use the Plant Protection Products Pack by JMZ. Now this has recently come out on Modhub. It is a fantastic mod if you're into realism, but I also wanted to just share with you a few things that I've found out. Now there is a couple of reviews of this from a couple of channels, and my good friend a couple of farms had a go with this on his one of his series as well, and people have been having issues with it and not quite getting it to work properly. So I thought I'd have an experiment. I thought I'd have a test on my Glenleathan map here. I've got this as a test map because it functions really well and has got some extra bits and bobs on it, so I thought I'd use this. But we have a Berthoud standard ingrain large fertiliser spreader. We have the Kverneland sprayer that is modded. So this is the one that is on Modhub, and then we have the in-game hardy one with front and rear tanks as well. Now, as you can see, I've had a bit of an experiment, so I've got some fertiliser left over here and herbicide and stuff. Over here I have the tap that comes with the mod, so you need this to dilute your concentrate, so that's there ready to go. And then I've purchased myself a whole bunch of fertiliser. So these are all the growing containers. These are 30 litres each. And you will find all these in pallets. So if I go into pallets, I have a few other mods installed, so bear with me. So these are them. Okay, so they got the Twister max 30 litre, €600 dollars. The Twister Mini 1L 40 litres. So these two are the herbicide ones, and we'll talk about the herbicide a little bit later. We'll do fertiliser first. And then we've got the Grow More Max 30 litre and the Grow More Mini 1 litre, again £640 or £40 respectively. So, as I said, I've bought a bunch of these, the idea being that we're going to fill each of these sprayers up. Now, the issue a lot of people have been having is they've put one of these in into the fertiliser spreader and then tried to fill it up with a tap, and it turns to herbicide. So we're just going to recreate that quickly and show you what that looks like. So if I put, let's put 30 litres into this one. Okay, so now my thinking is that the issue we have here is this works a little bit like the bales on Farming Simulator 22, in the fact that if you've got a half chamber full in your bale of hay, for instance, and then you go and pick up some grass, it will turn that bale to grass, and vice versa and things like that. Now I think the same thing's happening here. So we've got 2% of fertiliser in here. Now in theory this tap should then fill the rest with fertiliser until a certain limit. So to dilute obviously the concentrate you've just put in. So if I click on this now, it instantly turns it to herbicide. We get charged for it, which is fine. So £2, $2, 2 euros, whatever you want to call it, for using the tap. So that's fine. So I'll leave that there. Now then, so it got me to thinking, well, with the bales there's a certain percentage that we, in fact I need to purchase another, let me quickly buy another pallet. Now I'm using the bigger ones just because it saves a bit of time. If you've got a small fertiliser spreader, then the wee ones will work just as fine. They work just as well. So we'll just buy another one of them. There we go. So let's top that back up. So yeah, I was getting to thinking, well, the bales then, if you've got over a percentage of certain amount of grass or hay in the chamber, then it will keep that bale and keep it the same. So I can't remember the percentages for it, but I thought, well, maybe it's the same with this then. So what I've done is I've had a bit of an experiment and found the threshold. So what we're going to do, we're going to, in fact, yeah, let's do this one first. So we've got 1. Let's move them more forward so they don't empty each other. 2, 3. So this is all to do with percentages. So at the moment I've got 30, 60, 90 litres of concentrate there. This sprayer capacity, if we go into the menus, sprayers, the sprayer capacity is 1200 litres. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 5% of the total capacity in. Now this is the threshold. I'm pretty sure it will work, fingers crossed. I did test this. We shall see. So we're going to put in 5%. Right, there's 5%. 62 litres. So now, in theory, when I fill this up now, it should turn to fertiliser. There you go. So it's now filling with fertiliser. Now that's the threshold. So I think basically what the mod has done is 5% is the concentrate threshold for each fertiliser spreader. So if you've put 5% of your concentrate in, then the tap will do the rest and fill it up. And as you can see, it is filling it right to the top. So that has cost us 68 quid. I'm just going to write that down. 68 quid to fill that. Now I have used 2 and a bit containers. So let's quickly have a look how much is left in this one. So I've used 30, 60, 62 litres of concentrate to get 1200 litres of 1200 quids of fertiliser. Now, we'll come on to this a little bit later, but how much does fertiliser cost? 2000 litres, 3200. So for 1200 litres, it's cost me 1268 quid. So 1000, double that up, 1268. You have got some very, very cheap fertiliser there. So I think this is by far and away one of the biggest game-changing mods for fertiliser in-game on Modhub. As a mod, whatever you want to call it. It is extremely cheap. Now, don't look away, don't turn off, because what we're going to do, we're going to have another little thing. So obviously that's just with one tank there. Okay, so do the same again. This time we're going to do it a little bit differently. In fact, we'll do it with the kernel in this time, just to show you that it doesn't matter which spray you're using. Get that on there, get that on there. Okay, so next thing was, right, well, I've got a front tank, is it going to affect the percentages? And yes, it does slightly. Okay, so we're going to get the 5% in here. So quickly do that. It's obviously a slightly bigger capacity sprayer this, so it'll take a little bit more. There we go. So we've got the 5% in there. Now, you would think, right, I've got 5% in there. Okay, so the sprayer tank at the front kind of does the same, yes. But if I press this now, it will turn to herbicide. So what you have to do is make sure you've got the tank that has the fertiliser in it with the 5%. And then what you're going to do is wait till it clicks over until both of the measures in the bottom right there turn to 1. There we go. So that's 102 quid for that. So now it's still doing it. So what we need to do is we'll get rid of that herbicide. And we'll put some more fertiliser in it. But this time we're going to use this fertiliser. So once this crosses the threshold like that, so I've just put a drop in there. Okay, 57 litres in there. So you could in theory just put one of these drums in there quite easily, and that would cut it over to, right, it is now acknowledged that it's full of fertiliser this. And now you can continue on getting your cheap fertiliser from the tap. So now I have got almost, well, let's see how much the total is. So now I have 2,900 litres of fertiliser from, what was that, 3.5 containers? So if you're happy to juggle things, it really does work quite nicely. Okay, so that's the double container thing. So lastly then, we'll try the big one. And what we'll need to do is put 5% in this again. So I'm going to put a mixture of both in this time. So we're going to put some of this, which is fine, and you can buy these, but if you've got some leftover fertiliser, which a lot of people usually do, oh, let's do that again. So obviously we've played about there, and I've put a bit of either. Let's move that out of the way. Containers everywhere. So we've got 5% in there, so you could use that from your concentrate or whatever you've got left over. 240 litres. And away we go. So I have put leftover fertiliser in there, and let's see how much this is going to cost us now. Okay, so up to 90%, we'll just get this completely filled up and then give you the final cost. So there we go. So that was 243 quid to fill that fertiliser spread up after using some leftover fertiliser. Now, here's the other thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in a buy anything sell point. Now I'm just going to use this one here, the sell everything mod. I'll put that there. And we're going to put this and sell this. We'll see how much money we make from our £240 investment. Now, I don't play like this. I don't like cheating, but it's definitely a very, very cool mod if you know how to work it properly. So 15,740 quid from some leftover fertiliser. So if anything is worth buying, it is that tap. Now, we'll talk about herbicide. So I'm going to put up some figures on the screen just now with regards to the fertiliser. So namely the cost of putting 5% into each of these containers, each of these fertiliser spreaders, and then, or sprayers, and then, yeah, let's talk about herbicide. So herbicide wise, obviously in here we can buy standard herbicide, £2,400 for 2,000 litres, or we can buy these things, so the Chuasta one. So I'm going to buy some of them. Oh, don't want to do that. So let's get the where is it? That's the ones. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, again, we can do the same thing with this, which you would think, right, okay, that's fine. We'll get 5% in here, no bother at all, perfect. And do as the modder intended. Get our 5% in there, and then go and dilute it with the tap, and then that's going to give us our diluted concentrate and top us up. Yes, perfect. Okay, brilliant. So that's doing that thing. Brilliant. Right. And again, 21 quid for doing that. So again, same prices for the water, because it works like a water tap. Now then, what you can do, instead of buying the concentrate, you can go to this very hazardous herbicide tap and just fill it up. And you don't have to pay the 600 quid for the concentrate, and all it's going to charge you is the cost of the water. So this is going to cost us, instead of whatever that was, 6, 12, 1800 quid for those 3 containers, it's cost us 72 for the herbicide. Now what I can do then is go to sell anything silo and sell that said herbicide and make quite a profit. So I think, although people have been having issues with it, if you stick with it and not run over the containers, it is an absolute game changer. I put game changer on the thumbnail, and it's not to be underestimated. This is by far the cheapest fertiliser in-game by a long, long way. And yes, you've got to do that extra step. 1,000 quid to put the tap in, extra step of buying these, but over a short term, you're going to start making a ton of money. And like I said, if you've got leftover fertiliser, say for instance you buy fertiliser for a fertilising contract, you've got leftover fertiliser for the fertiliser sprayer, you could then use that IBC to then continuously fill up your own sprayers for those contracts for absolutely no money at all, or virtually no money at all. So, hope you've enjoyed this information video. Like I said, I don't do them that often. I do usually just do Let's Plays because I just like playing the game. But I saw my mate Cobbler Farms having a go with this stuff, and yeah, he was struggling to get it to work. And it's not broken. It just needs to be used in a certain way. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have done, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to give us any comments about this mod or any comments on any of my videos. It'd be great to hear from you. But for now, and from this information video and this game-changing mod, absolutely love it. Take care, and we'll see you soon. All the best.